welcome back to the question and answer session with Anna and Jake. If you missed the previous episode, we talked about a little bit about Anna and Jake's experiences coming into Star Citizen, their experiences with Star Citizen, they're working with CIG. And you can check right up. If you're on YouTube, it'll be right above Anna's head. Right there will be the link, so you can click that and go watch the previous episode. And let's get started. These are questions that are asked by the chat for y'all. I'm going to try to moderate it as best I can, but chat is going to do chat things and probably do ask some questions, some when questions. So we'll see how that happens.
I have an answer for every when question.
All right. So the first question comes from Midnight Black SC, who asks, if we have meshing this time next year and Squadron 42 is still 2 years away from then, is there a chance Chris will rethink holding back the Idris and or Javelin from owners until release? I don't have...
There's so many layers.
I don't have either one, but I think it'd be a shame to hold them back if the game was in place, if they can't be crewed. All right, I'm going to answer this question because I think I can answer this question properly.
You go for it, Paul.
So
I believe in you.
For those of you who don't know, I'm an idiot who spoiled myself on Squadron. Just stop there. Yeah, I spoiled myself on Squadron multiple times. So accident. And so I know the whole story and I've listened to the audio lines for most of it and lots of things like that. So I know it. I'm still interested in playing it, and it's very interesting. I'm not going to go into spoilers for that stuff like that. But understanding how game development works and understanding what they're trying to do, you have to understand that like those two ships are very key to storytelling. And like any kind of story, you don't want to have people like spoil themselves necessarily if a certain aspect of a ship or a certain place of the ship is very important and key to an element of the story you're telling in this case. So they won't release it until they could 100% have that experience in Squadron. At the same time, they're not going to release the Javelin because the Javelin is 200 people. It's like 50 people just to launch it. And they can't get 50. They have 50 people in game now, but 2 years from now, even then, even if they have 100 people, it's still a lot of people, like half the server to run one ship. So they're going to definitely try to tackle these things individually for their own, for Squadron, but also to give us as much content as we can while not spoiling those sorts of things. So there we go. All right. Next question.
Good job, Paul.
This is for everyone. And I'm going to start with you, Jake, because this is a very critical one. Drakelith asks, what's better, beef brisket or pulled pork?
Oh, that's an easy one for me. It's brisket. I've been converted.
Good. And
I live here in the great Tejas.
Yes. Home of brisket.
If you go, my producer Dan, at It's How Brick, and it's spelled how brick, like how
HOW
brick.
I've seen
if you go to his Twitter, he posted a picture of our brisket dates that we had before he had to go back to LA.
Please tell me Xylo didn't take him to his old stomping grounds and an actual proper brisket place. And I don't.
No, we went to Terry's.
Okay, you went to Terry's. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Terry Black's. Okay, because Xylo,
not P. Terry's.
Not P.
Terry
Terry's.
Black.
I keep forgetting the name of the place that Xylo used to work at, but as long as I've known him, he's been like, go there. That's a great place. And like, I've been there. It's nice, but it's not like the brisket you tell people who want brisket.
He bought
Rudy's. Oh, okay, good. He's low and Rudy sucks. Okay, good. It's just Xylo being Xylo.
He ordered way too much food because Xylo was like, here's the things that you should order, and he ordered all of it. And it was
this is
food
American
for like 2.5
portions.
people.
This is American portions, not British portions.
Yes. So but it was so good. That was like last week, 2 weeks ago.
All
Ugh.
right.
Ugh.
Anna, brisket or pulled
Uh,
pork?
I am half Greek Cypriot, as you can see by my surname. But so meat is a big thing in the family. A lot of barbecues and stuff. I would say that pork is actually my least favorite meat in general. But when it comes to like, what do you call it when a meat is like tenderized so that you can put it in like a bap, basically like that, which is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Often pulled pork is like kind of sweety, like kind of barbecue-y thing, and I love the sweetness of like the sauce is enough to sway me to pulled pork because I have a sweet tooth,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So, but sometimes beef brisket is done in like a sweet way too, like a sweet kind of barbecue. Basically, if the sauce is sweet and sticky, then I'm down. Whatever the meat.
That is a good answer for barbecue.
Yep.
Is the
Great
sauce makes
answer.
the
sauce.
barbecue often
I,
more than
I'm
anything
Yeah.
I'm
else.
with you on that 100%.
Yeah. So, and my wife is from Memphis, so like sweet Memphis sauce is what we have for pretty much everything, which is
Ooh,
really
Lord.
good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Y'all.
I will say brisket just because I've lived in Texas for 5 years now, and I understand the advantages of brisket over pulled pork. I like pulled pork, but if I had the choice between the two, it would be brisket every time.
Can I have both on a sandwich?
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. There we go. The pork and beef. All right.
Ding ding.
Del Ener asks, what is your favorite thing about working at and with CIG? Anna.
Work it's funny because I guess I don't feel the same way as Jake as the working at part, because I feel like I literally go to back and forth from a recording studio in London that CIG have hired. So working at CIG, I don't feel like that word probably applies to me, but I work kind of sporadically for them, for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But is the question, what was my favorite part?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I still feel like a kid in a candy store, being able to hear and watch my work back in an industry and in a genre that I already love. So it is such an amazing gift to see yourself like animated in a game like that, especially as a game nerd. So that is probably my favorite part, is working on the game for every few months or whatever, and then being able to hear it and see everyone else's reactions to it, and see how much my part of that is working in their immersion of a game that they love, is such a humbling gift. So I think that would be my favorite part. Yeah.
Jake, best part about working at CIG.
Okay. I was I was gonna ask you to ask that again. I can say the very cliche answer, but it ties into a little bit of like kind of how we operate is the community, but specifically how we get to communicate with them. Because even Anna was talking about it earlier, where like if you're doing like work on a game, you're kind of in this dark silo until the game is out, and then you can talk about it. That is
Yeah.
so unbelievably not the case for us. So I would not have it any other way. I love being able to tell everybody as much as we possibly can about what's going on, um, and even like showing off the process and all that stuff. And like, and I got a shout outs to Jared. Jared's probably one of the biggest inspirations for me wanting to work in games in the first place, because uh, his work in showcasing it as much as he possibly can, and shouting out people that you don't like necessarily associate with the video games you play, and like highlighting people like all the way from QA to production to like you name it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always so cool to me. So yeah, just being able to like talk about what's going on with our incredible project, and taking everybody along for the ride, and also um, like having the community be able to shape it as it's being made. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because like Paul, the lore man here, there's a couple, there's quite a few things that the community has made an impact on and is now like canonically part of the lore. Number one, the most recent example is Jumptown.
Mhm.
Um, it was so impactful that it's now a thing that is part of our universe, and even stuff like the Daymar Rally is officially in the Galactopedia, and that is a fully community-driven event that uh, we only amplify and and see, I've been watching Atmo for what, like 4 years, 5 years,
Back when they were
however
just
long they've been
Daymar.
doing it.
Yeah.
And they have grown so much, and it's so cool to see. Love, like I could talk about Atmo all day,
Mhm.
but yeah, it just having that two-way street of being able to talk with the people who play our game. There's nothing like it.
Nice. I don't work at CIG, so you can stop telling me that. Stop asking me that, because that happens all the time, chat. I fear it all the time. Do you work at CIG? You know so much about the lore, Paul. Do you work at... No, I don't. I'm just weird, and I like lore. That's all.
Just weird. I don't work at CIG. I'm just weird.
I'm just weird. Yeah. I've been doing this for 5 years. uh, all right. Next question comes from Midnight Black SE, who asks, are there any thoughts on how server meshing will affect events like Invictus or IAE? Or is half the verse converging at one place all part of the plan?
You'd have to ask an engineer, man.
Yeah. All I know is that CIG likes to break things. So
Yeah.
the more people they can get in one place to see if they can actually work, they'll do it. So
Yeah, 100%. And you'll kind of see all that stuff start to like go into it. I highly recommend, if you guys want to see like the design and kind of like the intent behind how server meshing and persistence is going to work. If you haven't watched it, the CitizenCon panel from last year, they went. It's one, it's an immense amount of information, but two, it's also like it's really well produced. I gotta say, there's lots of really cool visual things that help you understand it. So yeah, highly recommend checking that out. And then there was a Q&A about a month later on it too. But yeah.
Q&A.
I get to pretend to understand some of it and talk about it. I try really hard, but man, people far smarter than me are working on server meshing.
All right. I just going through some of the questions. Some of the questions were already kind of asked from me. So like about stuff. So just clearing that out. Next question comes from Del Ener. I think this is mostly for you, Jake. Is Xylo the biggest troll at CIG?
1000%. No question in my mind. He is the biggest troll at CIG.
I have known Xylo personally, just outside of the game as well, for years now. That man has messed with me so many times, not even with Star Citizen stuff, just in general stuff. He is a giant troll. He'll love you for it. Like he's never
It's how he shows affection.
It's how he shows affection, though.
Yeah.
So has he ever trolled you, Anna? Yeah. Oh yeah, he ran you over.
It's true. You can't deny it, okay?
Gal, do you have that clip? If Gal can find the clip of Xylo running me over, please pop that in the chat now, because it will be very funny. Oh my.
All right. Okay. Ionic Echo asks, the game has been released, feature complete. What are you doing in the verse? What is your thing, and how will you live your best Star Citizen life? Anna, what do you think?
Oh wow, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Star Citizen being separate to Squadron, as in like Squadron would be where the story would be, and Star Citizen still being online.
Online, yeah.
I honestly don't see how I would play it differently than I already am, you know? I would still be just looking for things that I haven't seen and just I guess familiarizing myself with everything and making sure that now that it if it's quote unquote finished, I'll be like, okay, how do I make sure that because everything keeps changing. I will learn how to do something and then it will split, it will often switch or something, the button will change or there's a
Mhm.
certain way of doing it differently next time. I would make sure that I think I would more accurately be able to learn how to play it a little bit easier once it's all like done and dusted. So I'd make sure that I could do everything properly. And then I would just keep exploring so I could feel like a good old seasoned player. Steak. Salt and
Yeah.
pepper.
Jake.
My boss says Jake would never leave his hab. He would find a way to play Kingdom Hearts,
Streaming onto the mobile
streaming into his
glass.
Moby You
Just
know,
sat at Microtech, like,
hey, listen, if we can make that happen, we can make that happen. No, my real answer is I'm going to be stealing all your big ships. I'm
He's a
coming
pirate.
for you. I'm
He's a
coming
pirate.
for you.
I've known Jake as a pirate for many years before he worked at CIG.
When it's relevant because we just revealed a ship that when I saw it like a few weeks ago for the first time, I gasped. I was like, no way. I love the Legionnaire so much, and I can't wait for all of its bits and bobs to come online because I am going to be flying one in the verse. Be warned. Be warned, people in chat. I'm coming for your ships. I will board them and I will steal them. You are not safe.
okay, so Jake's going pirate.
Yes, full pirate.
But only for ships.
Yeah.
And you can live. I will drop you off wherever you'd like, but your ship is mine.
He's the gentleman pirate. He's full steed bonnet there.
And you can have all your cargo, all your loot, everything. All of it.
Ship.
I just want your ship.
I want to be a cutthroat racer. That's why I named myself the Astro Pub. Of course, I'm going to open a bar in game. Of course, that's what I'm going to do.
Love that.
The name. I am going to open a bar out of a ship and run it as a bar. And the whole purpose is because the thing that I love about this game is interactions. Just hanging out with people. Just seeing what people do. Because people will bounce off each other in such weird and interesting ways.
Barfly.
Yeah, so having something where I can just be like, hey, this is a ship. It's parked in a safe place. Come by, grab something to drink on your way back from, a mining operation or, a bounty or whatever. And so have a place where people can come gather and talk and hang out and then, be off as they need to and kind of interact with one another. Role play, not role play, doesn't really matter. Just that kind of collection place for people. It's my thing. So, then the other side is finding rare booze. So as I always say, if you find a rare alcohol somewhere, all I ask is first bid, so I can have a collection of rare alcohols from across the verse. All right, this is from Drakelith for Anna. Oh God, this is an old story. Were you forced to play Warhammer when you worked at CIG?
Absolutely not. But I would like the story because it feels like an in-joke.
So, the Manchester team is filled with Warhammer players. Like they do, from painting to the tabletop. They've been playing forever. So the joke is that that's gone around the community is that you either have to become one or you will become one a Warhammer player when you work for CIG. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Isn't oh god, who is the guy from The Witcher that loves he loves
Henry Cavill.
World of Warcraft, right? Yeah, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Is that
Yeah, he loves
the wrong game?
Yeah, he loves Warhammer. That's his thing. And you know that he's in Squadron?
He's in
Yes.
Squadron 42.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
Damn.
That's it. So Henry Cavill, you need to come to the Manchester office and play John Crew in a game. That's all I'm going to say. Just because it'll be good. All right, next question. Heroes Shade, who asks, question for anyone but mostly Jake. I'm super interested in working in game dev as a producer. I used to be a project manager to a startup tech company. Can you give any advice about breaking into the industry, specifically CIG? Certs,
you're
classes,
halfway there.
coding, things that emphasize on a resume. Thank you so much as you're willing to give free advice.
Uh, I don't know. My experience is super unique.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I would say, I guess my only advice is keep trying. And don't get discouraged. If because man, the game industry is like it's so like uh, people flock to the game industry, especially at entry level. People want to get their foot in the door, and there's a lot of demand. My suggestion is just keep trying, 100%. But if you're looking to be in production, a project manager for a tech company, you're in the zone. So yeah, go
AutoZone.
for it. Yeah,
Um, I'm gonna also add
an
this as well
American commercial, Anna.
for you, Anna. If anyone who is interested in getting involved in acting or in video game
Yeah.
acting, what would you suggest they start at?
I do get asked this a lot, and I've always said that in general, acting or voice acting, being one and the same nowadays anyway, it's very difficult to do that without representation. So looking and kind of pushing to get yourself an agent is probably the best thing that you can do. That can be done by submitting your voice. So if you get a voice reel done, which is basically there's a lot of companies that will make you a reel, which is basically like a condensed, edited version that shows all the things that your voice can do with music backing and puts it in situ. That becomes your voice reel. You would send that to an agency and go, "Hey, here's my voice. I'm looking for representation." Then they can either take you on from that. But I do know people that do sometimes get work, especially from indie games as well, where with that an agent is less important. So there's things you can submit yourself to. There's discords even for people that are looking for, maybe like pro bono work and stuff like that. If you wanted to just kind of start off small. So that's also an option as well. Yeah. But voice reel, first step, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. You can do that. I mean, people can also do that by themselves if they're good at editing and have got the facility to do so and a good microphone.
Yeah, good microphone
Yeah.
Key.
is high up on that list.
Yeah.
I've heard that from many, many people I've talked to in the industry. It's like you have no idea how many like reels we get that just have bad mics,
Yeah.
and you
Oh,
can't
God,
understand
yeah.
them.
Weapons free, y'all.
I'll also add that this is an old saying that my acting teacher used to say: "You're not above a paying gig." Sometimes having a job to pay the bills is better than nothing. And if you really like acting and that kind of stuff, it's like I know a lot of my acting friends who get giddy when they're like that was me, that's me, I'm in there, that's me. It's like, yeah, you're like the fourth person in the right and you say one word line. It's like, yeah, but I'm there, I got paid for it. I'm on screen. So you never know who you run into too, because if you do some pro bono work for somebody as just to kind of to get some experience out there, they end up
100%.
founding a studio, and now you're suddenly
And
you're the go-to.
auditioning
So,
for anything, even if you don't think you'll get it and things like that, almost all of my voice work has come from auditioning for something that I ended up not being right for, but they liked my voice and they asked me back for something even a year later. So I think doing just showing up for anything can lead to stuff in the future. I really, really believe that too.
Sounds familiar. Keep
Yeah,
trying.
there you go. Exactly.
yeah, you'd be surprised. My day job is a teacher, and I always emphasize this with my kids, which is a lot of life is just effort and showing up. And if you do that, you're going to be ahead of a lot of other people who don't want to make that effort.
100%.
So,
Yep. Absolutely.
all right. Emisser Games asks, since we're not having a live CitizenCon this year, do you think there'll be an Austin Bar Citizen around that time?
Probably.
That's not CIG usually though. That's usually just the community. So
Yeah. Being said, next month, and I talked about this earlier in the previous section, but we are going to be doing an official one next month, and we'll have more details and all that. So yeah, all over the world, and then we're gonna come to you. So that'll be fun. I get to globe trot.
So that's the other thing, Anna, that you're gonna have to do at some point is you're gonna have to go to the London Bar Citizen.
Of course.
Do you know Meyer at all?
Yes. Yeah. I did an interview with him actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Myers is also from London. I think he does a lot of the London Bar Citizens, so he might be.
Yes, he does voice stuff too, apparently too.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think he's in Dying Light. I think the latest Dying Light. I think he got.
He was.
Yes.
Yeah. He was.
That's so cool.
I could listen to Meyer read. I like. It's funny because he reads the roadmap roundups on his Twitch channel. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah,
he reads the words that I wrote, just very deliberately, calmly.
Sounds like a very renewing process.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Next
love
question.
You, Meyer. If you're watching this someday, I love you, Meyer.
Cordath asks, for Jake, were you mocapped for the person riding the bomb in the Crusader Hercules A2 video?
No, but that would be incredible. No,
the person riding the bomb.
Yes. So the A2.
I'm gonna post this GIF.
Yeah. So
in our chat, just so you can see it. Anna.
There was an update video where they were talking about the A2, which is the bomber, the variant of the Hercules. And you've seen Doctor Strangelove, right? Or the classic. So they did a full like guy riding the bomb down on the bomb. So that's part of it.
I'm also not that flexible, so I don't think I could do that. No, full credit to Will Price on that one. That was his idea. Is awesome.
I love that.
All right. Next question comes from Ionic Gecko, who asks, if there was no Star Citizen or the project ended tomorrow, what do you think you'd be doing?
Jeez.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that question is more impactful for Jake than me.
Yeah.
I am very much a variety streamer. So Jake, would you be good?
Well, okay. It depends. So, like, are we talking like Star Citizen gets raptured? Like, is this a leftovers situation, or has it been erased from existence entirely and has never existed? Those are two different answers.
Yeah, the way I think those are two different questions too. If there were no Star Citizen of the program, I think he's meaning means what if the studio shut down tomorrow? You know,
okay.
Last paychecks, everyone's gone home. Thank you for everything you've done. What would you do?
Okay. I mean, at this point, I've been working as a community manager for long enough. I would absolutely still want to do this. It wouldn't be the same. It would not be the same. But I love being. I like to describe my job and like we do a lot as community managers, but it all kind of boils down to being the biggest fan of the project. And like I'm a professional fan. And really like that's part of what we are is like the backer on the inside. And I'm not good at many things. What I am good at is talking about video games and how much I love them. So I feel like I would do community management somewhere.
I mean, you also live in Austin. There's a ton of video game companies down here.
Although, like, if CIG did not exist tomorrow, I would want to work at Respawn for any project they make.
Anna.
Yeah.
Same question. I mean, it's a little different for you because you don't just work for CIG.
She would have to find something else to do on Tuesdays.
I would have a different game to play on Tuesdays. I feel like we would all hold a vigil.
Yes.
There would be some serious mourning. Maybe we would sit and watch clips that we had, clipped over the last year, crying together. And then all play Elite Dangerous. I'm joking.
Hey, at least a good game.
I've never played it.
It's not Star Citizen, but it's a good game. For me personally, Star Citizen ended tomorrow. I don't know. Like I obviously don't just do Star Citizen stuff, and I'm interested
Yeah.
in more things than that. But like for me, like professionally, my job is a teacher. That's what pays the rent, that pays the mortgage and everything. So like I don't have to worry about that too much. Probably find another hobby or another game to talk about. So
Apex Legends with me.
yeah, I gotta start playing Apex Legends with you again on the
Yes.
Mondays. That's the
See,
plan. So
and you are the lore guy.
yeah.
The lore in Apex is so crazy.
Well, it's just
Like,
Titanfall
and
lore.
you really like Titanfall. They
Yeah.
just kept going.
Yeah.
And oh, it's so good. Yeah, we need to do it.
All right. Next question is from Sin Omega, who says, "For Anna, is it still attached to the terminals?"
Oh, for God's sake!
This is a story.
I got
Yeah.
stuck. There's just I don't know if you've played Paul. You probably maybe haven't, but the Telltale Walking Dead games.
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay. Well, there's a section where Lee is trying to like undo a car battery while zombie hordes are coming at a very quick pace. And I kept clicking the wrong thing, and Lee, the main character, kept repeatedly saying it's still attached to the terminals. And he wouldn't stop saying that because I kept clicking the same button again and again and dying again and again. It's still attached to the terminals. It's still attached to the terminals. And so anyway, now it's become a thing. They won't leave it alone. So thank you, Cinemega. It probably still is attached to the terminals and always will be attached to the terminals.
It just lives there now. That's its home. All right. This is kind of already answered, but Gin and Tonic asks, favorite game other than Star Citizen?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
That game shook me. I saw credits, and I don't think I spoke for like hours afterwards. I don't think like words came out of my mouth.
Jake, I didn't play games for 2 weeks after that.
Me neither.
I couldn't play anything else. It was
I
very
put it
strange.
down. I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like that game just shook me to my soul.
Completely. The Last of Us, I mean, both of them as a franchise, The Last of Us is incredible. I also love, I mean, if we're talking about just games that we love in my soul, I really did start playing games as a youngin from the Tomb Raider franchise. I absolutely am very passionate about Tomb Raider, and I love them even less so as they've gone forward. So like the last three are actually not even my favorites, the originals. But I also love Tomb Raider a lot.
I'm a big fan of the PS2 era of Tomb Raider, and nobody ever really
Exactly. Me
talks
too.
about them, but they were so good.
Me too. It's the Legend Anniversary Underworld
Yeah.
era that are my favorites for sure. I
Yeah.
actually got to stream them. I said to myself, I'm going to stream them one day, and I did, and I'm so glad I did.
Awesome.
So much fun.
Also to say a different one, obviously this is the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and like that game's very Kingdom Hearts is very special to me in a lot of ways. And and I say this and it like people are always like what, but like take all of Star Citizen's ambition about like how it's writ large across story, across like game development, the technology they're using, the size, the scope, the scale of the game. And if you took that ambition and only applied it to the story of a video game, Kingdom Hearts is that. And because it's so complex, and and you know how like games, when you come into like the middle of the series, they try to do like the hey, here's what you missed, and try to catch you up. Kingdom Hearts does not care. They'll be like, nope, you gotta go back, go start over from the beginning.
There's
And
no
you
previously. You should know.
no. But at the same time, like in the last few years, they've made it really easy to get into Kingdom Hearts. Like especially if you're on PlayStation, they literally have a Kingdom Hearts all-in-one pack for like $40, and it's every game except the rhythm game that just came out.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Kingdom Hearts began because the head of Disney at the time and the head of Final Fantasy at the time were in a lift together, and they had a conversation, and one of them said, "Should we collab somewhere?" And it actually happened from meeting in a lift.
100%. And
That's
at
so
the
funny.
time too, Tetsuya Nomura, who is the game director for Kingdom Hearts and has been from the beginning, he's a character artist like by trade, and that's kind of how he got his start. and he would just be drawing like fantasy versions of Disney characters. And they were like, "Hey, this is an idea we had," and he's like, "It's my time," and he was ready.
Perfect.
And Tetsuya Nomura is most famous for being the principal character director for Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
But yeah, now Kingdom Hearts is his baby, and he also he directed the remake that just happened.
Final Fantasy VII remake, yeah.
Yeah,
For me,
I'm a big fan.
other than
Spoilers.
Other than Star Citizen, I'm going to break this up into three things. The game that I keep coming back to is Civilization. I'm terrible at it.
I loved
I'm
it.
not good at it, but it was the thing that got me to play games when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've always been a history nerd, like since I was a kid. So
Yeah.
like Civilization 2 came out, and my mom got it to me for like our old IBM back in the 90s, and I was like, cool, yeah, sure. And I played it to death. And it's the thing that's set me on this roller coaster. The game that has the most impact in my gaming experience outside of Star Citizen is probably Halo, the Halo series. I wasn't a PS gamer, I did mostly Xbox stuff. But I would say my favorite game of all time that I'm just sit there and like, yeah, I'll play it again. I'll play it tomorrow. I can play it right after this and enjoy myself is Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
It is that good.
I've heard really good things about Titanfall.
Anna, you
I
should
think it was
play
gifted
it
to me. Actually, I think I have it in Steam.
Yeah. It would take you if you did it on stream, it would take you at most 2 days. It's not long.
It's short.
Yeah.
I beat the entire game the day it came out on stream. I just powered through it and got like 5 hours.
It's awesome.
It's very fun. It's all very focused on the story. So it's why it's a really fun game. So yeah.
Yeah. It's right up your alley, Anna, too. Like you would really like it.
Hey, on the list, writing down.
Okay.
Right now.
I play Apex Legends is like my
chill game.
like my game that I play when I don't know what else to play, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
Civilization
because of
based, so yeah.
Titanfall. Because when Titanfall multiplayer, I put over 1,000 hours into the Titanfall 2's multiplayer. And now I have almost 2,000 hours in Apex Legends. So, it's basically they took all of the weapons and most of the movement mechanics from Titanfall 2, and they made it a battle royale instead. But like all the guns are the same. Like the R201, the Flatline, the Wingman, the Spitfire, like all of those guns are still in Apex.
Yeah.
Also, I agree. Acrisius BT7274, best robot ever, all time. The GOAT.
B2,
1000%.
BT, yes. He's the bestest boy. He's the bestest of the bestest boys.
Best boy.
Yes, he is best boy in all ways, shapes, or form. And you will both cheer and cry.
Truly a legend.
It's really hard to explain it without spoiling everything. You will cry and cheer and cry and over and over and over and over again. It's not
that game.
It's
just
not
makes you feel powerful.
Yeah, like, it's not Last of Us 2. It's an action movie, but it's like a really solid action.
A really good action movie.
Yeah. It's like playing Die Hard. You know, is the kind of experience. You know.
Yeah.
It's not like Die Hard, but that's the kind of like something you sit there and go, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Galg Hero 7 asks, Deluthermex and Zeta Proline aside, is there a chance of seeing Rowena Dooley that hates us slightly less in the future?
I know that the only thing I know about her as a person is that they're hoping and they want to have a version of her that you can actually walk up to in the game, not just on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. I don't know anything about her personality. I hope that her dating profile was accurate. That seems to give her a bit more of a human flavor. But is she going to like you in the future? You have to play well. She doesn't give, honestly, was about to swear. I
See,
don't know if you're allowed to swear on the
Yes,
show.
you can swear. You can swear.
Well, she doesn't give a shit whether you are just showing up. You have to show up and do something freaking useful, or that's it. So
Yeah.
play well or don't show up. Participation. She doesn't care about that. You got to actually perform. So if anyone's upset or butthurt that Rona Dooley doesn't like them, play better.
Yeah.
Play better.
Just get good. Just get good. That's
good. That's her motto in life.
Yeah, get good.
Get good.
Well,
She never replied to me on Tinder. Space Cutlet said, "I'll check. I'll make sure I get back to you."
Because he was on Tinder. You're getting catfished, Cutlet. That's not Dooley. She's only on Mesher.
I'm in Mesher. I will say, from what I know about Dooley, is she's married to her job in every way, shape, or form. She was a Marine, got out of the Marines, immediately got into the advocacy, and has been fighting an uphill battle trying to get the CDF off the ground, because everyone's like, no one wants to give civilians, heavy automatic weapons and lots of guns. That's a terrible idea.
She's like, I believe in them, though. I believe in them.
I believe in them.
Some of them.
Yeah. So if you screw up, and she put your faith in it, she gave you that AK-47, you better use it properly. If you don't use it properly, then she's angry. That's it.
Oh, hell yeah. Weapons free, y'all.
All right. An Immortal Kid asks, what is y'all's favorite ship/manufacturer? Jake. You have to choose.
Okay. My favorite ship, period, is the Prowler. I like Tavaran ships in general. I can't say they're my favorite manufacturer because there are not enough of them yet. My favorite human manufacturer is Crusader. By a long shot.
Anna?
Like, nothing ever comes close to Crusader if humans made it.
I love the ships that everyone else hates. And I will say it once.
Yes.
I will say it at least another 17 times. And everyone knows this. My favorite ship is the Herald.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody understands
I
why.
love the Herald.
Drake supremacy.
For me, it is purely speed and aesthetics. There's nothing else to it. I love driving it. I just have fun driving it. It's like a small fly. Like, I always call it the flea because it actually looks like a flea shape.
So, for those who don't know, Anna has a ship scoring system.
I do.
That she has developed. And one of the criteria for the ship is its booty.
The booty rating.
Yep. The Herald has the thickest of booties.
It has the 100% rating. No other ship has 100% of booty rating.
As an admirer of ship booties and other booties as well, I approve of this. I approve of the butt ratings.
Exactly.
There we go.
Debbie, thick in the chat, please.
I realize that I gravitate more towards the ships that are quite like soft edges, like not kind of angular and sharp and wide and things like that. So the Herald being this tiny round circle that goes very fast and is very kind of nimble and quick and cute is like it kind of ticks all of my boxes in terms of just enjoying the look of something and enjoying the feel of something. So the Herald is my favorite. But if we're actually talking manufacturer, I think if we're like just in terms of ships looking good and Origin, they are amazing. So it like just the person that would enjoy indulgence in the game. Imagine I'm a Star Citizen, actual citizen in real life, and I have a lot of money. Of course, I'm going to be chilling in the 890. But if we're talking actual ship, then my little Herald is all I need in life.
I approve.
Gal hates it. Everyone hates it. Everyone is so upset with me. I can even just
they're
see
wrong.
I love the Herald
right now.
They're wrong. The Herald is an excellent ship.
Completely wrong.
It is so cute.
So the pod racers from Star Wars, it's like the opposite. Instead of just tiny cockpit with engine pod connected with a rope, you just took the tiny little cockpit and stuck it to the front of the engine pod. And there's your Heralds.
Yeah, it's a lawn chair.
Elegant.
It's a lawn chair strapped to a rocket engine, and I love it.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I would say my favorite.
So there's a streamer with the Herald emote with the front half and the back half, and I'm trying to find it in my... Sorry, carry on.
Gosh, I can't remember who it is.
It's a lady streamer.
That doesn't
I can't
narrow it
find
down. Let's see what else. My favorite manufacturer is Drake, but
Okay.
in game,
Paul will make
my
his home in
and
Magnus.
in game, I've always kind of like in my and headcanon for my character in game is my character's from Magnus. I just love the aesthetic of Magnus because it's space Detroit. It's a thing that's been
Yep.
completely abandoned by the UEE. They kind of got absolutely the raw end of the deal, and they're trying to make their best. And Drake is kind of the ultimate expression of that. We're doing what we can with what we have, and we're going to do it as best as we can. And people are going to love us, and the establishment hates us. So we're just going to keep doing it.
My favorite thing about Fleet Week is
Defense
the
Con?
fact that Drake just shows up anyway. They're
Yeah.
not even invited. They're just like, hey, we got ships too. Where's our invite? We're just gonna have our little convention over here. Ha ha ha.
We're going to be rebel, you know? And I will say my favorite ship, though, which is kind of weird, is the Freelancer. Because it's something about it. It's classic. It's one of the first ships that was in the game. It's one of my first ships I ever purchased.
It's one of the first multi-cruise ships to be in Star Citizen, period.
I'm Googling it because I don't think I've seen it.
It's a shiny penis.
It is. It is.
Oh, no, I have seen it.
Yeah.
But
really,
it's, oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah, it is. But the fact that it comes in different variants, different flavors, pretty much anything you want. And like my Freelancer miss, the idea of having just showing up on a radar of someone being like, oh, it's a Freelancer, let's ambush them. And then suddenly like, I've got missiles. I've got lots of missiles.
For days.
That's just such a great idea. So, those are not breaching charges? Those are salvage charges. Yes, Drake Uniplanetary does not sell breaching charges. That's Anvil. Anvil is the terrorists who take your ships. Drake sells salvage charges for the average hardworking man out there. Okay, don't deal. All right. Alcinor asks, "What is everyone's favorite curry house?"
Oh.
We don't have
really
Yeah, we do.
Super English, white English. I cannot handle spice in any way, but I absolutely love korma, which is to people that are like seasoned curry people. They are insulted by a korma. A korma isn't a curry to them, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I don't have curry houses. Yeah, is that is that like the name of a chain? Is that what that would mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
Like the name of the restaurant chain.
I think it's just kind of like a favorite barbecue place, just like a place where you go to get curry.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a place down the road that does a good korma.
Can I say my house? I make a mean basil curry.
There you go. I will say,
so good. Now I want it. My mouth's watering.
my favorite is a weird one, which is Whip-In Convenience. It's in Austin. It's kind of near downtown. It's a convenience store and pub. So it has a pub attached to a convenience
store and a pub.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. And they have some pretty good, like it's very British inspired in terms of like what they sell and everything. So
it's like how Cal 2 is a 7-Eleven and also an arms dealer,
and also a clinic, a medical establishment.
Yes. Yep. You buy Humazol, a pistol, and some nachos.
All right.
Double dogs.
Question. Pull it back up. Okay, this is a good question from QPan. What's your most frustrating game you've played?
Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner?
Yeah, that's up there for me.
God. It's the only game I've not been able to finish because of difficulty, and that really pisses me off. Yeah.
Jake?
I have no more to say.
So, I don't... It's hard for me to get frustrated by difficulty if it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That is unfair. Ghost Runners is unfair.
Ghost
sure.
Runner is pretty unfair.
There's also frustrating in the sense of design choices. There's
Oh
plenty
yeah,
of games
yeah.
I've been frustrated with. It's like, why did you do this? Why is the camera like this? I hate you. Uh,
Um, I think that's hard for me. I'm a very like glass half full kind of guy when it comes to video games.
mhm.
No, it was Sekiro.
Sekiro.
I've never been able to get the parry timings right in any Souls game, and then they're like, "Hey, that's all you can do in this game." I'm like, "Great." Um, and
It
I
makes you have to.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like in Dark Souls, and especially in Bloodborne is my favorite because um, how I play games like that is I just brute force it. Like
Attack,
I will
attack,
just
attack.
roll up on them and just go crazy. Like I'm not a very cautious person when it comes to Souls like games. Bloodborne rewards you for that because it gives you your health back when you do that. But Sekiro, it's like a dance, and it's so hard, and I still haven't finished it.
Wow.
The original, not the original, the remake of XCOM. I have died to BS
Yep.
so many times in that game for
Four
no reason.
4% chance for the enemy to hit you, and
Yeah.
will hit you every time.
95% chance to hit you point blank and you still miss with a shotgun. How? How?
Dice roll, man.
Yeah. Oh, let me get your camera because I think the camera just froze.
Oh no, my camera did.
Yeah, you're good. It's OBS or it's a Video Ninja's issue. Come on.
Sorry.
Who knew?
Bye guys, love you.
Maybe try refreshing your side. Maybe that'll help.
Tale as old as time. Okay. Refresh the ninja.
Yes. Yeah, the link.
Tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Audio source, no audio. Start. Why is it taking your screen? Okay, hang on, wait a
There you go.
second.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope. That's my capture card. 1 second.
There we go.
there we go.
Hey.
There we go. Technical issues. It's not a captain's table without a captain. It's the technical issues. That's just what happens.
It's true. That's 100% true.
All right. Yeah, no. So XCOM is my most. It's 4% to hit you, and they headshot you
It's rough.
across the map, and
rough.
it's after that. It's that one player that you spent the last 17 missions like getting to the top, like absolute best, so that you can send them into like clear out the worst of the worst, and they die to BS because like a grenade dropped, just close enough so that they get hit. It's like why? So. But I love it. Like I love those sorts of games, but they're so frustrating at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Velocity Rapper asks, if you could fit a Pisces into any ship and carry it around with you, what would you put it in? A Argo Cargo?
Oh my god.
Because the Argo Cargo is the superior ship from the Pisces.
It is.
Oh, we do love the Argo.
See, I made some very, very high quality memes for last year's Ship Showdown, and I don't know if I can top it this year, but I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try.
I'm gonna try. It depends on who ends up being the underdog in the bracket.
So if
I've yet to be inspired.
Okay, I read that wrong. If you could fit a piece, it says pieces. I think he meant Pisces.
Oh.
I don't know. Velocity, what are you saying?
Pisces was not part of this question, but we still answered it.
Yeah,
I do
guess
love
so.
the Pisces.
Okay, I'm just gonna move on. An immortal
Best in show 2952.
the shit bug. I love the shit bug because it looks like a beetle and it moves stuff around. So it's a dung beetle.
Anna, have you seen the mule yet?
The mule.
It's our new little truck.
Is it ground vehicle?
Yeah.
It's a ground vehicle with forks for moving cargo.
It's so cute.
Oh my god. It looks like just like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got one wheel at the front.
No, you're seeing the meme. That's the meme that someone made.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find the link
Why is
for
that the
it.
first thing that comes up when I Google it? Wow. So it has 2 wheels at the front and 2 at the back.
Actually, it's
6
like
wheels.
6.
So cute.
It's adorable.
It's the
I hold to this day 2 cutest vehicles. Drake Mule takes the ground vehicle territory. The
What's it for? Is it mining?
Misk Hull A is the cutest ship in the game.
I'll put it into the chat.
1000%.
I
Misk
said
Hull.
Hull, and then someone said it was Hulla.
It's Hull A.
No, what? I mean, how do you say it?
No,
Hull A.
it's the Hull A because
Why
there's.
is everyone saying it's Hulla?
I don't know, man.
I started calling it Hulla at you go.
It's because there's also a Hull B and a Hull C and a Hull D and a Hull E. A through E.
It's a whole series.
So
it's a series of hulls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hull A.
Elf.
Gal.
See, Gal is not saying
it was
it's Hulla.
Gal. I blame Gal for this.
Hulla.
No. Gal.
We're not
get outta here.
trolling. Gal is trolling you.
Hulla at you go.
I mean, call it whatever you want. In fact, when the Hull A eventually gets the ability to name it, you should absolutely call it the Hulla.
The Huller. All right. Next question comes from Immortal Kid who asks, Anna, how much explanation do you need / are given about the universe or in recording lines? For example, did they explain to you what the Luther Mix was?
Yes, always, always, always. Any video game job, not just Star Citizen. I think directorially, I think they find it super important for the actor to know what they're saying, not just saying it for the sake of saying it, because it completely changes the performance of its delivery. So they're always like, so this Dilithium is this, or they'll explain how sensitive something is. So. Or where I'm taking it to, or what's happened previously that means why this is so urgent and things like that. So, but it is hard to do that because voice actors are paid by the hour. It's not like you get paid for just doing the job. You're paying for the time. So it's very often time pressured when you get into that studio to like get the context, get the right line, get it right, and move on as quickly as possible as well, working down often and like an Excel spreadsheet of lines, just constant lines, just and trying to get the right context. So it's like a brief, concise way of explaining a bit of context. I ask a question sometimes if I don't quite understand it, and then but there is always some kind of context.
Have you ever had a situation where you've worked in a job where you like know the context, like the universe, like say played a game that you or like recorded for a game that you already played? Has that ever gotten in the way of like talking about something, or is that added to it? Because I've heard some actors
always helped, probably.
Helps.
Yeah.
You had played Zero Dawn before Forbidden West, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you've played games for I think almost over 10 years, and you know what merchants sound like, you know how clear it needs to be when someone is offering you that new weapon, or you know how conversational something needs to be. I think being a gamer has really helped me be a voice actor, because it means I think in a video game audition, the way in which I will audition for a game or my previous work has been familiar with games and understanding of them and the world of them. So I think it has always really helped. I'm almost finished right now working on a game where I've already played the first one and I've completely fell in love with the first one. So now I'm just like, it's been super exciting knowing that I'm part of a franchise that I already love. So it's I pinch myself all the time whenever I get to work on something that I already am aware of, and I think and I hope that it does contribute to my playing of it and it fitting right contextually and tone wise, because I get it from the first or from the whole franchise. Yeah.
My follow-up question to that is you're obviously, since you're a story person, you're planning on playing Squadron when that comes out, right?
Oh, I'd love to. I've already there's a chance you can buy it whilst you buy your starter package, can't you? I bought it already, so I've got it.
Okay, awesome.
I've got it and I'm ready.
I'm excited. I want to watch that stream. I'm excited for that.
I believe I have auditioned for it a couple times and not been successful, actually, funnily enough.
All right. Next
I
question.
didn't realize that till later. Yeah, I was like, Squadron 42, I recognize that name. What is that? And then I went through my emails and I was like, oh, I've gone up for that before.
Del Ener asks, Jake, what is one concept idea from Star Wars that you would love to see in Star Citizen?
I've been waiting for this question. I saw it come up in the chat. I was like, oh, okay. One is the B-Wing. Because it is my favorite ship, period, in all of everything science fiction. It's ridiculous but amazing all at once, and it's overpowered. So basically a heavy fighter that's also a bomber that transforms. Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of so if it were in Star Citizen, instead of because the it's not a bomber, it has an ion cannon.
Mhm.
So in Star Citizen, it would either be like distortion missiles or
distortion
something like that.
Beam weapon.
Oh my god. Yeah, so the B-Wing 100%. The other one, just for coolness factor, is the Comric. I think that's how you pronounce it.
That is some deep lore stuff I've never heard of. So,
well, you've seen it. If you've seen the Mandalorian, it's essentially the ships that actual Mandalorians fly. It's the one that Bo-Katan flies.
Okay.
It's so cool. I'm gonna type it in chat so people know how it's spelled. But Google that thing and just be in awe of its majesty. That thing is so cool. Just copy paste that into Star Citizen, please.
Be in awe.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Steve B. Dancer, who asks, "What is everyone's funniest moment playing Star Citizen?"
I've got so many.
It's hard for me to put it down, but there's one. When I read that question, one thing popped in my brain. Two things popped in my brain, actually. It was probably the same stream. I was in a freelancer, and I was waiting for Diabolus to come on, because Diabolus was hanging out with me at the time when I was playing. And he goes over Discord, just like, "Hey, Paul." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You want to buy some drugs?" And he like just EVA'd right in front of me, like as he was saying this. For some reason I lost it when he was doing that. I think it was because we were like, it was the middle like Jump Town situation, like we were going to sell drugs on the market, and he was just like, "Want to buy some drugs?" And that same stream we were quantuming, and he's like, "Hey Paul, I locked myself in the bathroom." And I'm like, "Well, how are you locked yourself in your bathroom and then also like talking on Discord?" He's like, No, in the ship." And I turned back, and he had locked himself in the freelancer bathroom, so I had to open it to let him out. Just like, he's like, "Thank you." I'm like, "Oh, this game, you can lock yourself in the bathroom in the game. What?"
There's no other way of describing it other than this game.
For me, I think it's OG Jump Town. And this was in the great railgun era of Star Citizen, when the handheld railguns were just the most lethal things in existence. And I remember, because I was the cargo ship person, and I got there way faster than everybody else for some reason, because I think I was on Grimhex, and there was like people flying in from like Hurston or something. And I landed my ship, and I was coming out of so in the before times of Jumptown, you had to load the drugs up via the commodity kiosk inside Jumptown. So I was coming out of Jumptown, and there was just two vanguards just hovering in front of the door, pointed at the door at me. And I was just like, "Ugh!" And over VoIP, they're like, "This is our Jumptown now. You have to give us your ship, or we'll destroy it." And it was scary, but also like it was kind of funny, because it was just very like, "Oh, this is in world."
Super
And then
immersive.
and then but then like I heard the sound of an Ursa roll up alongside Jumptown, and apparently that Ursa was full of people with railguns. And they all rolled out, and one of them was singing "Fortunate Son"
Over VoIP.
over VoIP, and they just obliterated these vanguards. And they're like, and one of them walks up to me and they're like, "You all right? Get out of here." And it was one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me in Star Citizen.
Oh,
Of course,
gosh.
I did Xylo. Spoil everything.
Yeah, he spoiled it. He
Yeah.
spoiled the whole thing.
Anna, your funniest moment in Star Citizen?
I feel like all of my stream is just finding all of the bugs, exploiting the bugs, trying to create those moments, to be honest. So it's funny because I don't even know which one to pick. If we're talking about maybe my first one is probably the best way of thinking about it, and everyone in chat maybe if we'll remember this moment. This was my first day in Star Citizen. This is the stream that I had, 500 people watching. I'd never streamed on Twitch. Cobra was escorting me around the verse for the first time. He had a party of 50. We had stream snipe protection. Like, it was like full on organized stream to show me around the verse. I was wandering around the 890 for the first time by myself with no armor on. And I opened what I thought was a door, realized that it was an airlock, and just left the ship. Floated and died immediately. And everyone had literally, I fingers crossed, I think my med bay was set on the 890.
Yeah.
But I just literally opened the door, and I saw Crusader for the first time, and it looked like a big marshmallow, and I remember audibly going, "Oh, it looks like a marshmallow. That's so pretty." Walked forwards, and suddenly I was floating, and I didn't understand why. There was no floor underneath me, and I just my character starts doing the whole and it was over. It was over. Everyone lost their mind, and that clip, I think that clip is like my top 5 most watched clip on Twitch is that moment of me walking out of an airlock voluntarily.
So the answer is keep you away from bright lights because you're like a moth. You'll just
yes. I was so excited by everything. I did not think about the fact that I should have been wearing armor at that time. I was just wearing a normal outfit. I did not think about that. Did not think.
Amazing.
Gal's asking, will KEKW be enabled any time in the future?
We need BTTV emotes.
They're on here. I may have to go back through and figure out how to enable it.
Oh, we just don't have.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I don't have them.
Unnecessary.
I don't have them put in there. Yeah.
Unnecessary. You don't need any other emotes. Paul already has the best one.
Oh, Jake W.
It's Pub Jake.
Pub Jake, yeah. Pub Jake. There's Pub Jake.
Pub Jake. There's me.
And Diablos deleted it.
Wow. Diablos.
Wait, what?
Wow. Pub Jake's in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Pub Jake. Pub Jake. There we go. So yeah, that's an old joke because Jake used to be such a regular on the captain's table. We used to say he just sleeps under the bar.
I slept under the bar.
Because there was one stretch of I think 2 months where every single episode Jake was on. Because I couldn't find anyone else to come on. It was just Jake.
He couldn't find 2 people to come on.
Yeah.
Specifically. So he would always find a guest, but never a second guest. So I was just like, I'm not doing anything. Let's do this. So yeah. If you ever want to go back and see very uninformed takes about Star Citizen before I worked at CIG, you can go into the VOD history of Paul's channel.
Oh, Jake.
It's all there. That's the oldest Jake emote that is existing.
I still have that shirt that's based on.
Yeah. All right, what's the next question? Okay, question for both of you. From Colonel Locke, who has what moment experience sold you on the game for you? What moment or experience sold you on the game?
I said it in the previous segment, I'll say it again. Seeing Imagine Star Citizen. That was all I needed. It was it, it was so like encompassing um of what Star Citizen was and what it could be. Completely sold me on the game. What made me stick around was in the dark times of the Alpha 2.0 PTU. Us old timers remember this because all us streamers had crash counters on stream.
And timers.
And timers. Yep.
How long is the game been up?
Literally keep track of how long the game would stay alive. This is before 30Ks were even a thing. The client would just shut off. Because it was the first time that the universe was being simulated. It was groundbreaking, but also it
It broke the
took
ground,
a long
literally.
time.
It just shattered everything.
But I so vividly remember the first time I walked out of Port Olisar and I stood on a pad and Crusader in all of its glory was in front of me. Like it at like an insane scale too. Like Crusader was massive. And then like looking to my right and seeing another player get in a ship and leave. And that was like I can see it in my mind right now.
The sense
It
of
was
scale
yeah,
is unreal. It's a
yeah.
big selling point, I think, for people that come to the game for the first time. The sense of scale is kind of unmatched in a lot of games
Yeah,
compared to other games.
that was the moment where I was like, "Oh, they're doing it. Like it's happening." And yeah, 100%.
Anna, what moment sold you on Star Citizen?
I think when I realized and saw where that each moon slash planet had its own like environment and terrain and weather, and it literally felt so much like an actually expansive universe. For some reason, I think I must thought, okay, maybe all the planets look the same, and yes, you get to fly around space, but maybe it doesn't actually feel like you're traveling to anywhere different. And landing on the uh, first place that wasn't Microtech. I think I started at Microtech, and then Cobra picked me up and took me to an. I think you know what? I keep forgetting which moon it is, but there's a moon that has like a green sea. Is it Daymar? Is it Cleo?
It's
Cleo, I think. Yeah,
Cleo.
Cleo.
It might have been Cleo.
Yeah.
Cleo. So he said, I want to show you something. He took me there first, and we all got out, and it was raining, and it like obviously completely different environments. New Babbage, which is kind of very bright, very snowy, and we went to Cleo, and at the time it was like the sun had just gone down a bit more, and it was rainy, I think, or windy. It was something was just very different about it. And then we just stood on the edge and saw this kind of green water, and everything was barren. And I thought, oh my god, it like each place. It just made me go, okay, if this is that different, I want to see all of them. I want to go to all of them, see what they're all like. And the more I went to and the more I visited, I was like, oh my god, this ground is pink. You know, this sky is almost red here. This one's got clouds. This one doesn't. And I was like, it started to feel more like an actual world. And the second that happened, I was like, oh damn, damn. And yeah, that was my selling point, I think. Yeah.
Gosh, what do they call it? Elite. A lot of elite players have been coming over to Star Citizen. Call it their Armstrong moment, where it's like Neil Armstrong. The first time they step out of the ship and sit down, like the one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That like the first time you get onto a planet, you sit out there and you look out and you're like, wow, that's expansive. I've seen this multiple times. I've done this multiple times in my channel where I'll be playing the game and someone will come on and be like, why is this game, why do you like this game? And I'll say, that's a planet. I'm in space. I'm going to go land on that planet. I'm not going to land I'm just going to pick a random place to go land. You know, just show me where you want me to land. Okay, there, I'll go there. And go there, sit down, land, and then just sit and watch the sunrise. And just be like, that's it. I could go over there and watch the sunrise. I could go on the other side of the planet and watch the sunrise. I could walk through mountains or by oceans. I can go wherever I want. And that's one of those things that's just so many people latch onto. It is an open world. It's a sandbox. You can go anywhere you want. So
it puts it in perspective, isn't it? Like, who cares that the tap doesn't have running water when you can land anywhere at any time? you know? It's like, yeah, there's a few things missing, but there's not really many restraints in terms of actual exploration.
Yeah, we've got the sandbox.
I've always said, like, I've always said like kind of what makes Star Citizen feel so special to me is um if you listed all of the things in Star Citizen, like all like the back of the box list, um it it at first glance it might not sound like it's like, oh, like this crazy ambitious thing, and obviously on paper it obviously does sound ambitious, but this when you get into Star Citizen, it's you very quickly realize that the game is more than the sum of its parts.
Mhm,
And
mhm, mhm.
it like there's a je ne sais quoi in there that really um kind of makes it like seamless and incredible and like awe-inspiring. And yeah, yeah, that's
If
it.
if Orison had been in the game when I started, it probably would have been Orison.
Yeah.
There's still moments where I'm flying out of that, and the music is, like,
Oh,
soaring, and the pink and everything's so pink and beautiful.
hats
If I had seen that day 1, I would have probably burst into tears, so that would probably
hats off to Pedro Camacho,
Oh, yes.
our incredible
Gal
composer
loved him.
for Star Citizen specifically. Um, every time there's new music that gets put in the game from him, I'm just completely blown away. I think my favorite piece of his that is still my favorite to this day is New Babbage. There's something about New Babbage's music that just like
Mm,
it gives me the tingles head to toe.
mm.
Let's move on to the next question. It's good. It's good. It's that's one of those things you just kind of have to let go
Yeah,
when you're talking about
we'll
it.
just
This is
keep
so
going.
stressful. All right. I think we already answered this question because it's Blues Bandit asks, what advice would you have give someone who wants to pursue a job in the technical department in CIG? And I think as Jake even
Yeah,
said, just apply, get the right
just try.
background and apply.
Hmm.
Jake, and as for those you missed it earlier, we go ahead and watch the previous video. But Jake talked about how he already had applied at CIG to be community manager back or community assistant manager back in 4 years ago, right, or 5 years ago, and then
5 years ago now.
and then again he applied again and got in. So
Yep. Yeah, keep trying.
Mhm.
Dragon
Our
Diablos,
company is also growing,
yes,
like tremendously.
tremendously.
So new opportunities will keep popping up. So if you don't get the first one you apply for, obviously like more will just appear. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely keep trying.
Diablos asks, who's to blame for more issues in the PU, underscore or Jake?
Underscore.
Underscore, but I'm still gonna blame Jake.
Blame blame Jake is like
Hashtag blame Jake. Yes.
like all encompassing.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about specifically the persistent universe, it's underscore.
That's underscore. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, all right. Next question.
Underscore also works for Asana for
Yes.
context.
Yes. There's I have seen like 7 or 8 CIG members in chat. They don't like talking about that they work for CIG, but I know that they work for them. So
See you. He sees you.
I see you. They know I know. I see you.
I definitely know.
I see that you've come in and been like, is Jake gonna screw up and give away all of the tamales?
It's just Xylo. Xylo's the only one stressing about it, to be honest.
Treesan asks, to all, what are your favorite places in Star Citizen currently?
The Christmas corner.
Oh yeah.
Love the
I
Christmas
love
corner.
the Christmas section, and I love that it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Pico celebrates Christmas year round, so we can't listen. Y'all saw Inside Star Citizen last week.
Oh,
You
God.
do not cross Pico the Penguin,
No.
so we let him keep it up. Mine is Voyager Bar.
Voyager Bar is so good. It's so good. So
I
awesome.
could if there was a bar to sleep under,
Yeah. Yeah.
Voyager Bar.
Which one? There are 2 of them at Voyager. you have options.
The outside one.
The outside one.
The outside one, like that the little area in the back that has like the fire pit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Oh, I could live
I,
there.
this will probably be my favorite place until for a while, which is Bennyhenge.
I
I love
love
Benny
Benny
Henge
Henge.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went around, did some of the Easter eggs and kinda looked for them all one day. It was really, really fun.
There's I'm gonna chill for a second. There's if you want to make a pilgrimage to Bennyhenge, we're running a contest right now. Um, go on our Twitter account. You should be able to find it pretty easily. But it's kind of like a new player checklist. So if you're looking for a good way to explore the verse right now, that kind of gives you a bunch, like a list of things to do and pictures of them. So happy hunting, and if we take some screenshots, if we like them, we'll give you a holla.
There we go.
Ooh,
Little
goes to
sponsor.
Twitter.
Hashtag not sponsored by CIG. I should say that for me.
I'm permanently sponsored by
he
CIG.
is, not
so-
me.
Yeah.
Hindakiel asks, "What is your favorite ship, and why is it the Scorpius?" Because it's an X-wing.
Scorpius is up there.
It's just an X-wing.
It's nice.
It's not an X-wing.
It's not.
But it's an X-wing.
I really like
It's
it.
more the
Yeah.
ship from Babylon 5.
That's why I like it even further.
The Star
Fury.
Yeah.
Star Fury. It's like the Star Fury and the X-wing had a very illicit relationship. That's
Yes.
what it's like. So,
It's the Prowler.
Prowler?
Yeah, it's the Herald.
yeah, of course
I
it's
love
there.
Harold.
Now, is it the question is, will you name your Herald Harold?
Herald the Herald.
Harold the Herald.
No, I'd call it Flea.
Flea. Oh, yeah, Flea.
Oh,
Call it
great
the
name.
Flea. I think I would call it the Flea.
But will you spell it like FLEA or FLEE?
It both flees very well, like a flea.
Yes.
Yeah.
EA. Yeah, EA.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. EA Games Challenge everything. Reminds me of that.
Wow. That was really good.
Commander Dixie asks, so we're almost done. We've got about 5 more questions and we'll be done. Okay, Commander Dixie asks, what is wrong with the NCP playing The Floor is Lava? Have you ever taken the time to join them on a chair? Would be surprised you'll see. What?
I
What?
think they're asking, why are all the NPCs
Oh, NPCs.
standing on
Okay.
chairs and playing
The Floor is Lava.
The
Have you
Floor
taken
is
the time
Lava?
to join them on the chair to try to play The Floor is Lava? No.
That's a great idea.
The answer is that the NPCs are challenging Hurston dynamics. So when they stand on chairs, it's their way of protesting Hurston dynamics because they can't protest Hurston dynamics because they're a totalitarian regime, and so that's how they show their disgust for Hurston dynamics is by standing on chairs. So whenever you see them, they're doing a political action. That's they're standing up to fight against.
Political stat. Right.
Yes, literal stance, a literal political stance with a T-pose.
Amazing.
All right. Mount Stunner asks, Jake, is Paul wrong about there being any quote-unquote safe space in the verse?
Oh. Okay, what side of that coin do you fall on, Paul?
I fall on
there is none?
there's no space that is safe in the Star Citizen universe. At any point,
Yeah.
anyone could could roll up and just be like, my ship now.
It's relative.
Mhm.
I would say there is no 100% safe place in Star Citizen, especially when the law system comes online. That's always been the intent. Crime is not impossible, only heavily discouraged. So yeah, it depends on where you are in the verse. You will be much safer in, say, like the Terra system than you would in the Pyro system. But yeah, even in the safest, most beautiful cities on Earth, people still get mugged.
Yep. All right. Next question comes from Sinomega, who asks, to Jake, if your Legionnaire is docked to my Legionnaire, who's breaching who?
Oh no.
Do we have to flip a mandatory in-game agent coin?
Oh, okay. So like who decides what decides the breacher and the breachee?
Yes.
Uh, hmm. Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers? Game of Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. We hop on Discord. We pull out our Nintendo Switches and we play Final Destination 4 stock, 8 minutes, no items.
No items. There we
Smash
go.
Brothers.
Cordath asks, for Anna, have you found the ladder yet?
God's sake.
Your chat's trolling you in my chat. I'm guessing that's another.
Literally, not only are my chat trolling me in my stream, they're trolling me in other people's streams. Oh, for God's sake, there's I couldn't. You know what? God, do you? I mean, I was playing a game. I couldn't find the way out of this certain map. Gal, my mod at the time, is a big troll, and he still is a big troll. He said, "There's a ladder." Actually, I just saw a ladder as the way out. It was the complete other end of the map. This game happened to be one where you could not run, so you had to walk very slowly everywhere you went in this game. So it probably took me at least 3 minutes, which in game time is a long time, to
That's a
walk
long
from
time.
one end of the map to the other end of the map, looking for this supposed ladder. And then he was like, "Lol, joke, no ladder." And it just became that was super early on in my streaming as well, and that's become an in-joke forever. Every time I'm lost, there's now a command in chat that's ladder. She's still looking for the ladder. Anyway. A ladder will haunt me in my dreams for the rest of my life because of him.
Just carry around the ladder everywhere you go. That's the answer. You always have the ladder. All right. This is the last question, and I saved it for last because Fast Cart is a troll, and this is sort of for you, Jake, as well. Did you know that?
Hold on. Before we move on, there's somebody in the chat.
Ladder CIG.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I didn't know what you were talking about, and then I was like,
incredible. Incredible.
Your name is Ladders CIG.
They probably just made an account that was just
oh
called
my god,
Ladders
the
CIG.
sad face. Sad face as well.
I don't think it's Gal, but that was my first thought.
It's probably Diabolus. It's Xylo. That's what it is. It's Xylo.
all
It's a 2018 account.
What? No way.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
Oh.
It's incredible.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna stick around now.
Incredible.
That's it. That's just it. I can't. You can literally not. Okay, there we go.
Okay, here's the weird thing. It was created on my birthday.
Stop. That's like one. It's like an element of all of us three together in one.
Yeah. What?
Wow.
Oh, that's someone who's been sitting on that account for years, waiting to use it.
And the fact that it was just a sad face just got me.
It was foretold. Oh. Yes.
Gotta write that in my quatrain. All right. The last question. This is a very. We kind of touched on this before we actually started recording. But
okay.
Fastcart asks, did you know that this month is the 5-year anniversary of Paul's appearance on Relay, let's say it this way, he earned a golden nickname. I tried to get Relay to celebrate it.
Fastcart.
But it fell through. I know it was this month because this is the month that I moved to Austin, and that's when it happened. It happened right before I moved to Austin. That was 5 years ago this month.
Incredible.
For those who don't know the story, I'm going to have to say it again. I don't use wireless headsets for a reason now. So the funny part about that is that I actually streamed at a Razer store, and for a thank you, they gave me a headset. a wireless headset from Razer. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. So I put on the wireless headset because it was I was moving to Austin and all of my equipment was packed away, and I was staying in my parents' like condo at the time for a couple of days before because like it was I still had to go to work because I'd worked for a couple more days, and once that I was going to move directly to Austin. So it was just sort of living out of boxes. But I was still streaming, and Relay asked me to come on, so I said, yeah, I'll come on because I had not much to do. So I was using this headset with the microphone to record, and the thing about wireless headsets is if you don't mute them, they're on all the time. And so I stepped aside. I step away for a few minutes and went to use the restroom, and I use the restroom, and I hear over my headset Jake's voice saying, "Paul, stop peeing, Paul." And I went, oh God. And I quickly, because it was like one of those, like you pulled it out. So to mute it, I pushed it back in to the headset. It was like, God damn it. And I walked back and everyone was losing their shit. And it's like, yeah, I forgot to mute it. And what was worse is that later that week, 2 days later, I was playing, I think, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't Star Citizen. It was another game. It was just another game.
Like Hellion or something.
Yeah. And I went to use the restroom to take a break, and I forgot to turn off it again. And chat was like, Paul, stop peeing.
The second time, if I'd been there, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
Doing it twice is even funnier.
Yeah, I just embraced it at that point. I came back from doing that, sat down, and said, "Hello, my name is Paul Golden Shower Shelley," and that is stuck around to the point where my tier 3 emote for Twitch is a golden shower head, and that's the reason why it's there. It's because of that joke.
It's
Golden
stuck.
shower head.
It's stuck with it.
Let me see if we can find it again. Right here. Yep, right there. That's it. Is pub shower.
Oh wow.
Beautiful. For $24.99, it can be yours.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the design of that.
My cousin made that. My cousin did a lot of my early emotes, and I asked him to do it. He didn't ask questions, which was nice. He's a professional artist. Like he works. He works for an animation studio now, and
That's cool.
It's just never. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, he works at an animation studio now. So
Neat. Yeah.
And so at least some of the chat enjoyed listening to it. Yes, they did. To their shame. To his credit, it was an impressively long stream. But oh gosh, chat now. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us for over an hour and a half. That's pretty long for. Usually we don't go that long. Thank you, Anna, for sticking with us.
Not at all.
I will also commiserate because I haven't had a chance to say this. For anyone who doesn't know, I do Galactic Historian videos, and I have to write and record my voice. And it's nice to talk with someone who understands what happens to your mouth after 20 minutes or an hour of trying to say lines, and how you have to say the same line 7 times. And there's a word you can pronounce 20 every day. You just do it by accident. You pronounce it like just on passing, and then it's that one word that sticks in a script, and you cannot pronounce it, and you just keep doing it. One of my mods.
There's at least 3 times doing Star Citizen lines where I said it. Like I normally give myself like 4 tries in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I try it, okay, and then I stop, pause, let them cut it, try again, pause, let them cut it, try again, and on the 4th time, I'm like, oh, we have to change this. We have to do something. That's happened about 4 times, I think, doing Star Citizen work.
There was a time where I was like captain. It was I was recording something for Galactic Historian. It was during the 2018, right after 2018 CitizenCon, and Diablos, who's from he's one of my mods. He was from Australia, so he was staying with me for a couple more days before he went back to Australia. And so I was recording it, and he could hear me, and he's like, "You suck." While I was doing it, and I'm like, "You don't understand," and like how hard this is. And I did an entire documentary talking about Jumptown documentary, and I asked him to do a voice line for it. And he, after about a week, he came back to me and said, I can't do it. I tried so many times and I can't do it. I understand now how one line can sometimes just be too hard. It's like, now you understand the pain. It sounds easy, just talking to a microphone. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. All right. With that, I will say thank you for joining us, Anna. Thank you, Jake, for showing it. Thank you, Xylo, for lending us Jake, for freeing Jake from
Hey,
this prison.
He's on lease.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with two of my most absolute favorite people in the world today. So
Oh, Jake.
absolutely my pleasure.
Thank
where are
you.
they?
Thank you for the invite, Astro. I want to sit on it. Thank you so much.
Anna
Thank you.
and somebody else.
Somebody else. Somebody in chat. Yeah. Thank you, Anna.
Okay.
Yeah, you're as always. I always say, Anna, you're always welcome to come back. Jake, you're always welcome to come back.
Thank you.
If I can get you to come back on, I got to get Anna and Auralia on at the same time as well. Because
Oh my God, that would be chaos.
Hear that? Yeah, I want to hear that chaos. That's that one. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching this from YouTube land, make sure that you're subscribed and following both Anna and, of course, I guess I can officially say this. Make sure that you're subscribed to the official Robert Space Industries Twitter and YouTube account.
Sure.
Because-
I mean, you can follow me also if you want.
That too. Yeah, Jake Acapella.
I'll bribe you with pictures of my dog.
Yes.
Um,
Tally
Right.
is wonderful. She is a
Tally is the best dog on earth. She is a corgi, and I love her very much.
She sploots a lot. Weirdly sploots.
All day. Yeah.
So
So if you go to my Twitter account, the pinned tweet is a thread of her sleeping in weird positions. That I'm like, this can't be comfortable, dog. There's one where I'm like, all right, she's comfy, but man, yeah, I don't understand.
And yeah, thank you all for watching again. Like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.
Bye.
Weapons free.